Welcome to episode number 16 of this Vinny J NHL 22 Be a Pro series. And today I'm obviously playing my Vinny J NHL 22 Be a Pro series. It is Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals between Vinny J Seattle Kraken and Chicago Blackhawks. The Kraken are up 3-2, but if you did see the last episode of the series, if you haven't seen that yet, or any of the other 15 episodes, there's a playlist for this series which has this episode in it, plus the last 15 episodes of this series. That playlist will be in the eye in the sky in the top right-hand corner right up here. There should be an icon that pops up at the beginning of the video. Like I said, that playlist consists of all the episodes of this series, including this episode. The title of this video should be Game 6 of the, it should most likely, the title of this video will most likely be, it most likely will say Game 6 of WCF, which means Western Conference Finals. It's just a shorter way to put it. That should be the title of this video, but either way, regardless of if it's the title or not, this episode is Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals, cracking up 3-2. Last episode of the series was Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals, with the Kraken up 3-1, but unfortunately, we lost Game 5, 5-4 in overtime, and this series is still going, as Game 6 is in Chicago, but the Kraken are still only one win away from the Stanley Cup Final. We have two chances to do it, in Game 6 in Chicago, and then if there's a Game 7, or if Game 6 is in Chicago, and then Game 7, if there is one, is back in Seattle. But I do not want a Game 7. I want to finish the series right here in Game 6 in Chicago. But like I said, Game 6 is in Chicago, and then Game 7, if there is one, is back in Seattle. Before we get into the game, I'm going to show you the playoff bracket, or really playoff bracket, over in the Eastern Conference Finals, as you'll see momentarily here once I get over to the playoff tree, or playoff bracket. You can see, if you can see through the glare, sorry about the glare, but it's the light in this room. It's the Boston Bruins and the Philadelphia Flyers in the Eastern Conference Finals, and right now it's 3-2 Boston. So it's 3-2 Seattle over Chicago, and then it's 3-2 Boston over Philly. So you could see Seattle and Boston in the finals, possibly. Hopefully it's at least, I don't care if we play the Flyers or the Bruins, as long as we get to the final, I'll be happy. I want to win it, though. The Kraken, obviously, this is their first year as an NHL franchise. As the Vegas Golden Knights, obviously this year, the Vegas Golden Knights, who were the 31st NHL team, came into the lead in 2017. Their first season was 2017-2018. So in the 2018 Stanley Cup playoffs, they made the playoffs. The Golden Knights did and had like over 100 points in their first year as an NHL franchise. They made the playoffs. Like I said, they had at least 100 points. I'm pretty sure. Went all the way to the Stanley Cup final, but lost to the Capitals 4-1. The Kraken are trying to do the same thing the Golden Knights did, but the only difference is we're trying to win the Stanley Cup and not lose it. So yeah, let's be like the Golden Knights, but only, like I said, only one difference between the 2018 Golden Knights and the 2022 Seattle Kraken. I want the Kraken to obviously win the Stanley Cup and not lose it like Vegas did. Or I want to win the Stanley Cup. I want Seattle to win the Stanley Cup and not lose it like Vegas did in 2018. And obviously, Vegas has been close to winning that Stanley Cup. Obviously, lost the Stanley Cup final in 2018, lost in the first round in 2019, 2020 in the bubble in Edmonton. They lost in the Western Conference Finals to my Dallas Stars, or not my Dallas Stars, but my favorite team, the Dallas Stars. That was in 2020, and then in 2021, the shortened season, they lost in the. Well, that year, because of COVID and stuff, actually it was the Stanley Cup semifinals. They lost to Montreal, so that was the third round. And then obviously last year in 2022, this past season, the 2021-2022 season, they didn't make the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. Vegas didn't make the, like I said, and then in 2021-2022, Vegas did not make the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. They missed the playoffs, like I said. Vegas missed the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. And obviously, this year, not obviously, but I believe this year Vegas is off to a pretty good start. It's not like a really good start. Well, it might be a really good start. I know they're not like really bad, but I think they're up there. I thought I saw they were like 10-3. I thought I saw that a few days ago. Vegas was 10-3, but that's beside the point. Bottom line is we're trying to get to the Stanley Cup final like Vegas did in their first year as an NHL franchise. But like I said, I want only one difference between the 2018 Golden Knights and the 2022 Seattle Kraken. I want one difference, and that one difference is I want the Kraken to win the Stanley Cup and not lose it like Vegas did in 2018. So yeah, Game 6 in Chicago, or Game 6 in Chicago at the United Center. I believe that's the name of the arena where the Blackhawks play. We're 11-6 in the playoffs. They're 10-8. So yeah. And by the way, we are the best team in the NHL points-wise. So it doesn't matter if we play the Bruins or the Flyers. It doesn't matter if we play the Bruins or the Flyers in the Stanley Cup final. We'll have home. Or it doesn't matter if we play the Bruins or the Flyers in the Stanley Cup final, because we're the best team in the NHL points-wise. It doesn't matter if we play the Bruins or the Flyers in the Stanley Cup final. We will have home ice advantage either way. So yeah, let's get into Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. Kraken at Blackhawks. Let's close the door right now. I do not want a Game 7 because we were up 3-1. Obviously lost Game 5 in Seattle, 5-4 in overtime, and now Game 6 is in Chicago, and then Game 7, if there is one, like I said, is back in Seattle. So we lost Game 5, like I said, in Seattle, 5-4 in overtime, and now Game 6 is in Chicago, and then like I said, Game 7 is in Seattle, if there is one. I don't want one though, because like I said in the last episode, right before Game 5, I wanted to keep the Blackhawks down, not give them any life, and obviously that didn't happen because we gave them life by losing Game 5. Obviously, I said before Game 5 I wanted to keep the Blackhawks down and not give them life, but obviously that didn't happen. The Blackhawks got life by winning Game 5 in Seattle, 5-4 in overtime. But let's shut the door here in Game 6 by winning Game 6 against the Blackhawks in Chicago. They still have Patrick Kane, which they do in real life, but in this game they still have Alex DeBrincat. They also have Seth Jones, Jonathan Toews, their captain, and a lot more players, obviously. Yeah. They have a better offense and defense than the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks have a better offense and defense than the Kraken, but the Kraken have a better goalie than the Blackhawks. Style Churchill, length 5 minutes, still pro, on-ice Turner adaptive. Let's get into Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals right now. Kraken at Blackhawks in Chicago, or Kraken at Blackhawks in Chicago. Here we go. I believe it through all. I played all 17 playoff games so far. Benicia has 9 goals, 20 assists, and 29 points. So not bad. 29 points, 9 goals, and 20 assists, and 29 points, like I said, in 17 playoff games. Let's watch a prediction. James Sabalski, Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. It is the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. It said at the bottom there. And it says it right there at center ice. Here we go. Game 6. Yanni Gourde taking the face-off as we're on your way in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals here in Chicago. As the Blackhawks went open and draw, and that's only a save by Driedger 26 seconds into the game. First whistle comes 26 seconds in the game set, or first whistle of Game 6 comes 26 seconds in, as we're on your way here in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals, here in Chicago, Illinois, at the United Center. Here we go, up ahead, all the way to Yanni Gourde, and dropped the bat to me, Vinny G! Oh my, that almost banked in off Jordan Eberle, a Kraken player, or possibly it could have banked off a Chicago player. That's interference. Yeah. I don't know why I said. I was like, that has to be interference, dude. It's on Toews because the puck was. Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, or whatever when that whistle was blown. But look at this. See, see those two players right there? That's Taves in the red uniform, obviously, but Shitado's in the red uniform, while we're in the white uniform and the white uniform, while they're in the red uniforms. See, he kept hitting him, and the putt is, you can see the putt is right there, and he kept hitting him, and that's interference, which interference is if you hit a player without the putt, that you did a 2-minute minor for interference if the referee calls it. And I did if you bump him a little after the putt's gone, but he kept doing it. Like, he bumped him, and then he kept, if he bumped him once, and the referee let it go, I'll be fine with that. But he kept bumping him. He didn't just bump him once, he bumped him like 3 times. So, you're told by the referee, I am off the ice because I'm on the second power play unit. And usually they put the first power play unit on to start the power play, especially this early in the game. And we scored! A goal. It wasn't a power play goal, but it was a goal for the Kraken. It was scored by, I believe it said, Joonas Donskoi scored. It wasn't a power play goal, but it was a goal for Seattle. And we strike first in Game 6, but the Blackhawks tie the game, and it's Vincent Trocheck. Yes, the Blackhawks do have Vincent, and yes, the Blackhawks do have Vincent Trocheck in this game, and Trocheck has tied the game 5 minutes into the game, assisted by Strome and Batch. I might be botching his name. Eberle got hit hard, picked up by Trocheck, who just tied the game. And now it's up against the boards. Eberle got the puck. It was 1-on-2. He stole it. Gord, right in the slot. Oh, and it worked out. Here's Vinny J. And a shot stopped by Langton. Langton is a Chicago goalie. 13:34 to go in the first 1-1 game. So Joonas Donskoi, I believe it said, scored for Seattle, and then Vincent Trocheck scored for Chicago. 1-1 as we lose a face-off. Here's Seth Jones, a defenseman, up ahead Trocheck, who just tied the game 2 minutes ago. And a shot! Not through, but stopped by Dreeder, as we're over 7 minutes in the game sits. Come on, boys. Come on, Gord. Gord's hitting the face-off. And at the tie-up, they got the puck. Went to the corner, though. Trocheck behind the net. Lost the puck. I believe that was me who poached it out of there. Here's Eberle, number 7, which I don't want to be number 7, but obviously Eberle has it, so I'm number 9 here. Here's Vinny J! Oh, stopped by the glove. Backdoor score! Vinny J! With his 10th goal in the playoffs. And the Kraken jump back in front. 8:22 into the first period. 8:22 into the first period. 10th goal of the playoffs for Vinny J. A great pass by whoever that was, as I was cutting back door, and a backhander was put by the blocker of Langton, and the Kraken are back out in front. Now it's 4-on-4 with 6:58 to go in the first period. 2-1 Seattle. 4-on-4 for a minute and 10 seconds. Here we go. Here's Jones. 4-on-4 for a minute now. Oh my, I was close. I blocked the shot. Here we go. Here's Strome. That's the point. Jones. A shot blocked. Not out. 50 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. 6.5 minutes to go in the period. 2-1 Seattle. Right to the slot. Now it's behind the net. Pass to Vinny J. Vinny J. I'm just going to shoot it, and that's a shot stopped by the goalie, but picked up by Gord. It's in the corner now. I thought Gord was not able to get that. Here we go. 20 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. 6 minutes to go in the period. 2-1 Seattle. And now, I don't know what that was, but this puck is covered by Dreeder. Top 10 in goals. It says I have 9, but that's coming into the game. Now I have 10, obviously. Here we go. I'm off the ice. 1:57 to go in the first period. 2-1 Seattle still. It's now 5-on-5 again. 1:57 to go in the first period. 5-on-5. 2-1 Kraken in game 6. Here we go. We win the draw. What a hit now. And now a centering pass. He lost the puck. Savard's got it. 1:25 to go to Brinton, and they score as the puck was just sitting there. It's Jonathan Taves. His 7th goal of the playoffs, I believe it said, and I believe it's that guy right there, as you saw, was the Blackhawks mascot. Then his name's like Tommy or something. 1:15 to go in the first period, and it's now a 2-2 game. Assisted by DeBrincat and Savard as the captain, Jonathan Taves for Chicago, or the Blackhawks captain, Jonathan Taves, has tied it for the Blackhawks. And a shot blocked. behind the net. Jump back door! Oh, what a save by Langton on Gord. 10 seconds. I just completely T-boned that guy at the blue line. 4 seconds. Taves is stopped. And now Gord's got it with 2 seconds. End of the first period. It's a 2-2 game in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. As you can see, that was a second goal scored by Chicago. That puck was just sitting there, and Taves, the Blackhawks captain, tied it. The first goal was scored by Giannis Donskoy, second goal was scored by Vinny J, and then for the Blackhawks, first goal was scored by Vincent Trocheck, and the second goal was scored by their captain, Jonathan Taves. And our captain is a defenseman, Mark Giordano. Shots in that period were 14-13 in favor of Seattle. Hits were 10-3 in favor of Seattle. Time of attack, we have about 20 seconds more passing. They're 97% for Chicago, 85% for Seattle. Faceoffs 11-7 in favor of Chicago. Power plays, we're 0 for 2 in the power play. They haven't had a power play, Chicago hasn't. And no shorthanded goals. Or they have had a power play. It says that at 45 seconds of power play time, but they're 0 for 0. But they're 0 for 0 on the power play. 0 for 0 on the power play. I'm not sure why it says they haven't had one yet if they had 45 seconds of power play time. But either way, it's a 2-2 game after 20 minutes of play in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals here in Chicago. But what a save by Langton and on Yanni Gord to keep it 2-2. Let's get into the second period here in Game 6. Right now, 2-2 between the Kraken and the Blackhawks. Here we go. Second period in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals here in Chicago. Tied at 2. Here we go. We're on your way in period number 2. And I just T-boned that guy. What a hit, dude. Here's Eberle. He just got hit off the head. Vinny J was onside. And I turned the puck over in the offensive zone, which is the Chicago zone. Here we go. Now it's a 1-on-3, and Seattle easily gets that puck. Here's Larson. Here's Yanni Gord. Up ahead, Eberle. Left side was open, Eberle, and he shot it right into the pads of Langton in 17:58 to go in the second. And we lose another face-off. And turned it over. Gord's got it. Now Eberle's got it. I'm behind the net. A backdoor feed. Score! Jordan Eberle and the Kraken are back out in front. What a pass by Vinny J to Jordan Eberle. His 12th goal of the playoffs. As he now has a dozen goals here in the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs. And the Kraken are back out in front, as that's my first assist of the game. And now I have 1 goal and 1 assist. 12:33 to go in the second period. It's now 3-2 Seattle. I'm coming back out with 12.5 minutes to go in the second. We're up by 1. Here's Gord. I don't know what that was. This guy's dead. Oh, I thought I could hit him, but he just like shrugged me off. 11:30 to go in the second. We're up by 1. Here's a shot. He was hit as he shot it, so the puck went wide of the net. And now, I don't know what that was, but Eberle's eventually got it. Up ahead, Vinny J. Some space here. Slams on the brace. Passed it over. I got picked off. But turned over. Now Eberle. Oh, I kind of was turning back door. He lost the puck. But then Langton and I think the puck hit States, and Langton had made the save. Top 10 in points. You can see Yanni Gord, Vinny J, and Jonah Eberle are the top 3 in that order. 9:58 to go in the second. 3-2 Seattle as we're just past the halfway point in Game 6. Seattle's up by 1. Here's DeBrincat, who in real life is now on the Ottawa Senators, but in this game he's still on the Blackhawks. What a hit. Now what? Another big hit. Turned over by Seattle. And good poke by Vinny J. And Jones will get it at the red line, but retreats from the red line all the way to the Blackhawks goal line. 8 minutes to go in the second. We're up by 1 still. And now a shot blocked. Sent in the corner. Now it's behind the goal line. And I'm just going to dump it. And I was going to dump it, but it was... Oh my, I might be dead. Oh, I thought I was injured there, but that was hit hard. I was going to dump it, but then the dump attempt was blocked by my own teammate, and then I took it in, and then I just got killed against the boards. Good thing I wasn't hurt. that's the end of the second period. 3-2 Seattle. As I did not play for the last. I got off with like 7 minutes left in the period, didn't I, or something like that. Yeah, I think I got off. It was around like there was around 6 or 7 minutes left in the second period when I got off. But also, I think I had like no energy left, so that's why I didn't dip back on in the second period. But I'm fine with that because we're still up 3-2. As right now that the difference in the game is that Jonah Eberle goal where I passed him or where I passed it cross crease and he was open on the other side. The same pass I gave to Gord, and Gord was robbed by Langton Inn, but obviously Eberle was not robbed by Langton Inn. So yeah, both teams are 0 for 2 on the power play. I have 1 goal and 1 assist. I scored our second goal, and then assisted on our third goal. So yeah, shots 21-20 in favor of Seattle, goals 3-2 in favor of Seattle, hits 16-12 in favor of Seattle. Faceoffs are 22-9 in favor of Chicago. My goodness. But yeah, let's get into the third period here in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. Obviously, the Kraken lead the series 3-2, and the Kraken lead Game 6 the Kraken lead the series 3-2, and the Kraken lead Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals 3-2 as well. Let's get into the third period right now. 3-2 Kraken. As the Kraken are 20 minutes away from the Stanley Cup Final. But still, 20 minutes is still 20 minutes, and we're only up by 1. Here we go. Here we go, as we're on your way in the third period here in Game 6, with the Kraken up 3-2, and a win away from the Stanley Cup Final. Here we go, here's Eberle, up ahead Vinny J, weaving in and out of the Blackhawks defenders, but I got poked it from behind. Here's DeBrincat, hits the blue line, brings it in. Now it's behind the net. Watch the back door, dude. And now right to the slot. Save by Driedger, and the punt was there, but cleared by Seattle. Now Vinny J's got it. And I just got absolutely demolished. But thankfully I'm not injured. Here's Kubelit. Now Giordano's got it. Here's Gord. Oh, I almost got that puck. We're 3 minutes into the third. We're up by 1 here. A backhander saved Driedger, and he passes it out. I did not call for that. Passed it out to Adam Larson. That might have been a mistake. Come on, Larson, pass the puck. There's Vinny J. I somehow still have this puck. That's interference, dude. He did it again. He bumped me. Here we go. And a shot from a long distance is gloved by Langton, and he threw it out. I should get off the ice here. And did poke from behind. Trocheck's got it again. But now Giordano's got it. And I'm just trying to dump it down. But then it was hit out of midair by DeBrincat. But I did still get off the ice though. 14 minutes to go. Now it's 8.5 minutes to go. 3-2 Seattle still. 8:28 to go in the third is Athlete. We're up by 1. Right now the difference in the game is the goal scored by Eberle early in the second. Neither team has scored since then. Here we go. Here's Eberle. Right now has possibly the game-winning goal, or the go-ahead goal right now. Here's a shot by number 51, stopped by the goalie. I don't know who 51 even is. And now it's center and pass. Eberle. Really past the slot. Eberle from the slot. His shot from the slot, stopped by Langton, and 7:05 to go. We're still up 3-2. We don't have a goal and an assist in this game. We did more here. Off the tie-up. The Chicago player got to the circles first and took the puck before I could. Good poke by Vinny J. That's the point here in the slot. Strome! Now a shot, Trocheck! I believe that was Trocheck. Number 16 is stopped by Driedger. 6:06 to go. We're still up by 1. Here we go, 6 minutes to go. We're up by 1 in Game 6. We're 6:06 away from the Stanley Cup Final. 27 saves for Driedger on 29 shots, I guess. Here we go, behind the net. And hit out of there. Here's Eberle. Just did it out. I don't want any turnovers, especially in our zone here. Here we go. Here's Eberle. Oh, save Langton in. 5:06 to go now. Thought it was really slow at the end of the game for some reason. It feels like that at least. Here we go. 5 minutes. Face-ups to 28-12. Now 29-12 in favor of Chicago. This guy, I bumped him. Shot! Oh, how did that not go in? Langton out of piece. This shot, save, rebound! Right in the slot and in the blue paint, but stopped by Langton. Now it's in the corner. Taves just got T-boned! And I'm going to have to fight Seth Jones! And I'm going to be out for the rest of the game unless this game goes to overtime. Because it's only a 5-minute major for fighting, and there's under 5 minutes to play. It's me and Seth Jones, and I'm down as Vinny J loses the fight. As the fight happened right in front of the Langton, and it happened almost in the blue paint. As we both get 5 minutes for fighting with 4:03 to go in the third. So unless this game goes to overtime, and even if this game does go to overtime, there'll still be a minute of, or even if this game does go to overtime, there'll still be a minute where I have to be in the penalty box, and obviously I'll be out of the penalty box the first whistle after the 5 minutes is up. So basically, unless this game goes to overtime, like I said, I'm done for the rest of this game unless this game does go to overtime. 4:02 to go in the third. I want to watch it. Watch the final moments here. But I have to watch it. I can't watch it from the broadcast angle, the true broadcast angle. I have to watch it from the penalty box. Here we go. 3:20 to go. I'm in the box after the 5-minute major for fighting, but I also got Seth Jones out of the game as well, and I destroyed Taves, their captain. Here's the shot. They score! Adam Larson with 17, or Adam Larson with a goal. 17:09 into the third, and that could be the dagger. The defenseman, number 6, it was glove side, I believe, on Langton, and there's like 3 minutes to go. Under 3 minutes to go, I believe. Yeah, 2:51 to go. 2:51 to go, and we're up 4-2, assisted by Giordano and Eberle. And Mark Giordano, is our captain. And shot stopped. Langton Lady was scrambling there for a little bit. 2 minutes to go. We're up by 2 after the Adam Larson goal here. Oh my, I think that went in. 1:30 to go. For some reason, they're not pulling their goalie. I'm not sure why they're not. But I don't. Now they're pulling them. 1 minute to go. We're up by 2. 6-on-5 for Chicago. Down 2 with 1 minute to go. No turnovers, guys, in the defensive zone, that is. And a shot towards the empty net. I believe it's blocked. It's hard to tell what exactly happens because I'm in the penalty box for fighting. Here we go. Just ice it. Put it in the net. And they score. Eberle. And that's going to be the dagger. 40 seconds to go. Empty net goal for Eberle. A second goal of the game. And 13th of the playoffs. And that's the dagger here in this game and in the series. As we are 40 seconds away from the Stanley Cup Final. Assisted by Tatar. I see the Baker dozen worth of goals Eberle does. In this game, I have 1 goal and 1 assist and a fight. 20 seconds. Yeah. A goal, assist, and a fight, which I lost, but to Seth Jones, but that's why I'm in the box right now, because it just happened with 4 minutes to go. 10 seconds. Final countdown here in Chicago. And we have to wait a little bit longer as it's a glove save by Langton and 4.5 to go. And I'll be, here we go. Here's the moment, guys. 4 seconds. Count down with me, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1. The Kraken are going to the Stanley Cup Final in their first year as an NHL franchise. The Kraken have defied all odds. We're the best team in the league, points-wise. Won the President's Trophy. Beat the Jets, beat the Golden Knights, and now we beat the Blackhawks here in the playoffs. And now we'll be playing the Bruins or the Flyers in the 2022 Stanley Cup Final. As here's the handshake line. Vinny J will be there because he wasn't thrown out of the game or anything. Don't touch it. Okay, don't touch the. I believe that's the Clarence Campbell Bowl. Goes to the Western Conference champions. Don't touch it. As Giordano, our captain, does not touch it. And there's the trophy. But I don't want that trophy. I want the Stanley Cup. But we got that. We got the Clarence Campbell Bowl. goes to the Western Conference champions, but I want the Stanley Cup that goes to the Stanley Cup champions, obviously. There's Eberle's empty net as we win the game 5-2, and we are going to the 2022 Stanley Cup Final against the Bruins or the Flyers. As the Kraken have defied all odds. We're the best team in the league points-wise, won the President's Trophy, and then beat the Jets, the Golden Knights, and the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now we're playing the Bruins or the Flyers in the Stanley Cup Finals. And that was the second star of the game, I believe it just said. Well, yeah, second star. The first star was Eberle, who had 2 goals, 1 assist, and 1 hit. I had 1 goal, 1 assist, and a lot of hits, I think, and a fight, which I lost, but still. I still lost a fight, but so I don't know. Still lost a fight, but I don't really care. But it was a clean hit. Well, it might have been a little late, but they didn't call a penalty on it. The only penalties were the 5-minute midget for fighting on Seth Jones and Vinny J. But yeah, I almost played 27 minutes, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 hits, or 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. I had a 0 for plus minus, because I was on the ice for some of the Blackhawks goals. That's why 7 shots, 5 hits. So 5 hits, 5 penalty minutes. So the goals: Giannis Donskoy had 1, Vinny J had 1, Adam Larson had 1, and then Jordan Eberle had the other 2. So yeah. So the game-winning goal ended up being that third goal, which was Eberle's first goal. Ended up being the game-winning goal in this game. We outshot them 33-32. Seattle did. I hit them 22-16. Face-offs, it was 31-14 in favor of Chicago. Power plays, they were 0 for 3. We were 0 for 2. And well, we still took the dub. And I'm not actually back to the main menu now because I actually want to find out who we're playing in the finals, and then I'll also show you guys before I end the video who we're playing in the finals. It was 3-2 Boston, so it could be Boston or it could be Philly, but either way, Boston I believe was the best team, where it was the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, while the Flyers were the 2 seed. So it's gonna be a battle in the Stanley Cup Finals because Boston, second best team in the league. Flyers, I don't know if they're the 3rd best in the league, but they're at least probably top 4. Well, maybe. But either way, it's not like we're playing an 8 seed or a 7 seed. We're only playing a 1 seed or a 2 seed. So yeah, through 18 games, 10 goals, 21 assists, 31 points, 80 overall. So yeah, at least we closed the door in Chicago as we won Game 6 in Chicago 5-2. Because I did not want a Game 7, that's for sure. Speaking of Game 7, the other series is going to Game 7, Flyers and Bruins. So the Flyers won Game 6, and Game 7, I believe, is in Boston. So it will be the Flyers or the Bruins in the Stanley Cup Final. We'll find out momentarily here. We might find out right now. No, probably right now, though. Well, maybe. Maybe not. So, well, I thought it would be. But we might find out right here. No, they haven't played Game 7 yet? They must have not, because if they did, it would have said the current playoff round would have been over. So I think now they're playing Game 7. So we'll find out right now? Yeah, so we'll find out 3, 2, 1. It's the Flyers. The Flyers, who were down 3-2 in their series, won Game 6 in Philly and then won Game 7 in Boston. We're 12-6 in the playoffs. They're 12-8. It says they had the 5th best record in the NHL points-wise, or they had the 5th best record in the NHL points-wise. We had the best record in the NHL points-wise, so should be a good game. Game 1 is on June 8th, 2022. Games 1, 2, 5, and 7 are in Seattle, and then games 3, 4, and 6 are in Philly. So, I mean, Seattle to Philly, it's probably just like a 4-hour flight, but or more. I don't know, depends. It's probably something like that, but yeah. And I'll show you the playoff picture one last time before in this video. Next episode will be Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, obviously. As yeah, we beat Chicago 4-2, and then Philly beat Boston 4-3. As Philly beat Tampa 4-2, beat Pittsburgh 4-3, and then beat Boston 4-3, and then the Kraken, on the other hand, beat Winnipeg 4-3, beat Vegas 4-1, and then beat Chicago 4-2. So that's how these two teams got to the finals. And who will win it? Hopefully Seattle. And I believe the Flyers were the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, I believe. But either way, I would sim up to the day of the Stanley Cup Final. I'm on June 7th right now, while Game 1's June 8th. I would do it right now, but there's probably going to be a cutscene about me talking to the media about, and they're probably going to say, like, oh, it's Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, your first ever Stanley Cup Finals. How are you going to, well, win the Stanley Cup Finals? It might be something. It'll probably be something like that. So I'll save that for the next episode. Save that cutscene if there is one. If there's not, then so be it. But if there is, I'm going to save that cutscene for the next episode, which will be Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, this is my last series in NHL 22 because my franchise series is over. Expansion of franchise series is over. My Via Pro series is my last NHL 22 series that is still going here in NHL 22. And let's see if I can win the Cup. Well, let's see if Vinny J can win the Stanley Cup with the Seattle Kraken in the Kraken's first year as an NHL franchise. Let's see if he can do it. Hopefully he can. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay guys, Tom Red, closing the 45th episode with the like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And you know what? I'm going to see you in episode number 17 of this Vinny J NHL 22 Via Pro series. See you in episode number 17. And eat a lot of bacon and go Kraken, and see you in the Stanley Cup Finals.